Hey guys, it's Candace, and today we're going to talk about how to read nutrition labels and specifically what to look for when you are reading them, as far as ingredients, as far as what to look for in fat and carbs and sugars and things like that, but things to really focus on to make sure that you're eating and using things that are okay for your body and not increasing inflammation, not doing anything that is going to inhibit you from your goals. And whether your goals are to lose weight or to get inflammation down or to help your hormones, anything like that, you want to be able to know what is in the food you eat, right? And condiments, I mean, those are something that I feel like all of us or most Americans use in particular, and things that we don't really know when we go out to eat what's in that ranch dressing or what brand of ketchup they're using even, or hot sauce or things of that nature, unless they give you the actual bottle. And then when they do, you could actually look at what is in them. And so we're going to start out with looking at ranch dressing. And salad dressing is something I think gets a bad rap now, because when you look at a lot of calorie content and a lot of things online, like if you look at a fast food restaurant, for example, sometimes they will have more caloric options when it comes to salads than it does for a hamburger. And that just doesn't make sense, right? But it's because of the salad dressing that they are using. And if you choose smart, there are ways to get around that. Things like asking for it on the side, or you can also bring your own or just use something like oil and vinegar. You can also use, normally a vinaigrette is a good option, but again, you still don't know what brand half the time and what is actually in those. But when you are at home, you can control that, and that's what we're focusing on today. Got this guy, ranch dressing by Primal Kitchen, which is a good one, and I love it. And a lot of people would probably think, including my husband, that this is not good for you because it has a higher fat content, but it's what is in it that matters. Whereas this one has lower fat, but it has other things in it that we typically want to avoid. And I'm not throwing any company under the bus, so please know that. I just am using these as examples of what to look for, because a lot of people would think that this is a healthier option. And if you're really focusing on decreasing fat content and carbs and all that good stuff, then it probably could be. But if you're looking to try to transition and eat more whole foods, things that are going to nourish your body and decrease inflammation, then this is your guy. Okay, so let's start by looking at the ingredient label. So I flip them over. This one, the first ingredient is avocado oil, hence why it's higher in fat. And just to give you a heads up as well, the serving sizes are both 2 tablespoons, whereas this has 45 calories, this is 120. So that's a big difference. But when you look at the quality of the calories, that's where things change. So you've got fat content, 13 grams, 3 grams. Carbs, 3 grams with 2 grams of sugar. This 2 grams, 0 sugar. Protein, 0. Protein, 1 gram, sorry. And then sodium, you've got 11% sodium and you've got 9% sodium there. And those are kind of what you generally look at. And then you've got some cholesterol. You've got 5 milligrams of cholesterol with this and 0 with this. So as far as what you would look at right there, neither one of them have trans fat, so that's a very good thing. And then saturated fat, which is a healthy type of fat, but some people may argue that it's not. So you're thinking coconut oil, avocado oil, those are saturated fats. This has 2 grams, and then this has none, or sorry, 0.5. So again, let's go back now. So we look at that, we see that there's a difference between the two, but then we're going to look at your actual ingredients. So again, this one starts out with avocado oil. And normally when it starts with an oil or an actual something or another, that's a good sign. So we want to focus on not having water as the first ingredient, or it's just going to be a watered down version of something. So this has got substance, avocado oil. This one has got buttermilk. Buttermilk. Now, some people would think that's fine, and if you can tolerate it, then more power to you. But dairy is inflammatory for almost everybody in some way, shape, or form. You may not have a lactose intolerance, or where you're actually going to get sick, but you definitely probably get inflamed afterwards, whether it's in your gut, whether it's in your joints, and there's various ways to test that. But here we go. So buttermilk, which is a cultured non-fat milk, milk sodium citrate, vitamin A palmate. Palmate, that's what makes up the buttermilk. I really don't know what that means. I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't. Then for this one, the second one is water, which is okay. Second one, water for this. Then third, we've got organic apple cider vinegar. And apple cider vinegar is great for fighting inflammation, great for the gut, great for your health. This one has got yogurt, cultured milk cream, non-fat milk, pectin, and carrageenan. I can never pronounce that. So apple cider vinegar for number 3, yogurt that includes carrageenan, and which is, I know I'm saying that wrong, so I apologize. You can yell at me all you want. Something artificial, and it is something that can cause inflammation. So no, yes. Then we've got organic distilled vinegar for number 4. Number 4 over here, we've got soybean oil. Soybean oil, guys, I mean, soybeans and corn are 2 of the most genetically modified organisms or foods that the US has, that farmers have. And that's because they can be mass produced, they're easy, and it's a cheap way to make a lot of something. So soybeans, that's what can often mess with your hormones, and GMOs can mess with them big time. So soybean oil is something I really, really, really recommend staying away from. Then you've got organic gum, acai gum here, and then we've got whey protein. Now, whey protein, depending on where it comes from, could be okay. Again, it's a form of dairy. It comes from a cow. But depending on how it's processed, if it's organic, if it's grass-fed, that sort of thing, it could be okay. Then you've got over here, after that, we've got organic guar gum. Then we have distilled vinegar. So that's not bad. Then you've got organic cream of tartar and sea salt. This one you've got distilled vinegar, sugar, and then you've got 2% or less of salt, egg yolks, xanthan gum, onion powder, mustard seeds, yeast extract, garlic powder, citric acid, disodium isonite, disodium guanate, and natural flavor. So over here, that whole less than 2%, yes, it's a small amount, but that is still things that you really, those are manufactured. Like, you can tell by not being able to pronounce them, they didn't come from the ground. Whereas this, the rest of the ingredients consist of organic onion powder, organic garlic powder, organic lemon juice, nutritional yeast, organic parsley, organic chives, organic dill, organic black pepper, and organic rosemary extract. So again, y'all, this is not bad for you. It has everything I can pronounce on this label. Everything on this one I cannot. Now, this one is not a terrible option, but if you can, and you can get your head wrapped around that fat is not always bad, you just don't need to use a half a cup of this. You use 1 to 2 tablespoons, and you're good to go. And you're going to get more nutrients out of this than out of this. So you'll feel fuller when you put dressing like this on your salad than when you use this. So, hope that helps a little bit. I don't know about you, but I love some hot sauce, and I love Frank's hot sauce, but this is not the typical Frank's hot sauce. Normal Frank hot sauce is not bad. This, however, and it's good, but it's a stinging honey garlic sauce. And the serving size of this is just 1 tablespoon, okay? 1 tablespoon, which most people, when you use this, I guarantee you use more than 1 tablespoon. This stuff, the reason why I'm calling this out more than anything is the sugar content in it. In 1 tablespoon, there are 11 carbs. 9 of those grams are sugar. And there's basically nothing else besides sodium in it. You've got, and again, this is some other stuff to look for. When I look at the ingredients, we got sugar is #1 ingredient. Sugar, sugar, sugar. So that tells you right there that this is something you probably want to avoid if you're trying to get inflammation down. Then we've got distilled vinegar, corn syrup, which is, what did I say earlier? Corn, genetically modified more than likely, and it's inflammatory. Corn syrup is the 3rd ingredient, so you know that's a no-no. Then we've got soy sauce, which is water, wheat, soybeans, and salt, so there's more inflammatory properties right there. Molasses, more sugar, water, modified food starch, which can also be a form of glutamate or something, which is something that is found if you remember all the pesticide issues and Roundup and stuff like that. That has a lot to do with that. Just look it up. Then we've got crushed garlic, garlic powder, salt, natural flavors, in parentheses, soy. I don't really understand that. Ground cayenne, pepper, onion powder, citric, and sodium benzoate, which is a preservative. So again, guys, this is something that you've got to look at. Really think about what you're putting on your food. You can make it taste better with simple hot sauce or just spices too, and avocado and olive oil and lemon and things like that. Now, I know lemon and olive oil is not the same flavor profile as this, but if you look at this and then you look at normal Frank's hot sauce, it's a lot. You could do this with you can mix this maybe with a little honey, and that's going to be a lot better option for you versus this. Because this, all it has in it is cayenne peppers, distilled vinegar, water, salt, and garlic powder. It's got a crap ton of sodium, but, and 1 teaspoon is the serving size, but it's still a better option in moderation than this today, and I hope that you find some benefit from it. Again, I'm not trying to bash any of these companies. I just want to bring your attention to looking at ingredient labels and things that you may not pay attention to most of the time, and that's because it's important. So once again, y'all, I'm Candace from Candace C Fitness, and I would love for you to like this video if you found it helpful, share it with someone if you did, and also just subscribe to this channel. And if you want to find out more, you can find it at CandaceCFit.com. Have a good one.